Ladies, let me ask you something. You truly ready for the man you've been praying for? Because too many women say they want love, they want marriage, but when that opportunity comes, they're not actually prepared to receive it. See, receiving your future husband isn't just about being available, it's about being aligned. You can't attract what you're not prepared for. And I know some of you are wondering, well, what do I need to do? Don't worry, I got you. Too many women are walking around carrying wounds from past relationships, childhood trauma, and disappointments they've never fully healed from. These wounds don't just disappear when you meet a good man. They show up in the way you communicate, the way you trust, and the way you handle conflict. If you don't take the time to heal, you will unknowingly project your pain onto the relationship, even when you don't mean to. You'll question his motives, second guess his love, and sabotage something beautiful because deep down, you're still living in the hurt of your past. One of the biggest mistakes people make is believing that time alone heals wounds. Time helps, but healing is an intentional process. It requires you to acknowledge the pain, process your emotions, and release the things that are still holding you back. If you've been cheated on, lied to, or abandoned, you need to address the fears that have been created from those experiences. Are you afraid of being hurt again? Do you struggle with trust? Are you carrying resentment toward men in general? These are the questions you need to ask yourself because they shape the way you receive love. A good man is not coming to fix your broken heart. He's not responsible for undoing the damage someone else did. Yes, love is healing, but your healing is ultimately your responsibility. When you don't heal, you place unrealistic expectations on your future husband, expecting him to fill voids that only you and God can fill. You might push him away when he gets too close, assume the worst when he's being genuine, or reject love because deep down you don't feel worthy of it. Healing requires doing the inner work. That means therapy if needed, journaling, self-reflection, and sometimes forgiving people who will never apologize. It's about breaking free from the limiting beliefs that tell you all men are the same or that love will always lead to pain. It's about releasing the anger, bitterness, and resentment that keep you guarded and unavailable to real love. The truth is, your husband is not coming to fight through layers of unhealed trauma just to prove he's different. You have to do the work to be emotionally available, to trust again, and to receive love in a healthy way. If you've been hurt before, acknowledge it, process it, and take active steps toward healing. The love you desire is real, but you have to be ready to receive it with an open heart, free from the burdens of the past. Before you can expect a man to love and cherish you, you have to know who you are and love yourself first. Too many women go into relationships looking for validation, hoping that a man's love will give them a sense of worth they haven't yet found within themselves. This creates an unhealthy dynamic where your happiness, confidence, and self-esteem become dependent on someone else's actions and affection. When you don't truly know yourself, you end up molding into whatever you think a man wants, losing sight of your own needs, desires, and purpose in the process. Knowing who you are means understanding your values, your passions, and your purpose in life. It's about recognizing your strengths, acknowledging your weaknesses, and embracing every part of yourself without needing outside approval. When you don't have a strong sense of self, you become easily influenced by the opinions of others. And that can lead you into relationships that don't truly align with who you are. You might settle for less than you deserve, tolerate mistreatment, or stay in situations that don't bring you peace simply because you don't know your own worth. Loving yourself is not just about feeling confident on the surface, it's about doing the work to cultivate a deep appreciation for yourself in all areas of life. This means setting boundaries and not allowing people to treat you in ways that go against your standards. It means prioritizing your mental, emotional, and physical well-being. It means pursuing your own goals, dreams, and passions rather than waiting for a relationship to give your life meaning. A man should complement your life, not become the center of it. When you truly love yourself, you stop settling for relationships that drain you, confuse you, or make you question your value. You don't chase after a man's attention because you know your presence is valuable. You don't accept breadcrumbs when you deserve the whole loaf. You don't tolerate disrespect, inconsistency, or dishonesty because you understand that love should never require you to suffer. When you love yourself, you radiate a different kind of energy, one that naturally attracts people who respect and cherish you rather than take you for granted. A woman who truly knows and loves herself doesn't beg for love. She receives it effortlessly. She's confident in her own skin, whether she's single or in a relationship. She doesn't settle for companionship just to fill a void because she's already whole on her own. A man can add to her life, but he is not the source of her joy, her peace, or her identity. When you operate from a place of self-love and self-awareness, you attract the kind of love that is meant for you, rather than the kind you have to constantly chase or force to work. Many women desire marriage, but the truth is, being a wife is more than just a title. It's a mindset, a level of emotional maturity, and a way of carrying yourself long before you ever walk down the aisle. If you want to be a wife, you have to start embodying the qualities of one now, not after you get married. Too often, women wait for a man to come along before they step into the role. But the reality is, a man who is ready for commitment is looking for a woman who already moves with the energy of a wife, not someone who is still thinking and acting like she's single. A wife is emotionally intelligent. She knows how to communicate effectively without turning every disagreement into an argument. She listens to understand rather than just to respond. She doesn't let her emotions control her reactions, and she knows how to express her needs in a healthy way. If you're still struggling with emotional outbursts, shutting down when things don't go your way, or expecting a man to read your mind, then there is work to do before stepping into marriage. A strong relationship requires two emotionally mature people who can navigate challenges together without tearing each other down. A wife operates from a place of confidence and peace, not desperation and fear. She doesn't chase, beg, or try to force a man to see her worth. She knows what she brings to the table, and she trusts that the right man will recognize it without her having to convince him. She doesn't engage in toxic patterns, manipulation, or games to get a man's attention. She carries herself with grace, respects herself, and moves with intention. When you embrace this mindset, you naturally attract a man who values and respects you, rather than one who takes you for granted. A wife is also nurturing, but she does not mother a man. There's a difference between being supportive and trying to fix or raise someone. A man who is ready for marriage is looking for a partner, not a mother figure. He needs a woman who believes in him, encourages him, and adds value to his life without trying to control or change him. Being nurturing means creating a space where he feels safe, respected, and understood. But it does not mean overextending yourself for a man who is not meeting you halfway. A wife understands that preparation for marriage is about more than just finding the right man. It's about becoming the right woman. She focuses on her personal growth, her relationship with God, and her ability to create a strong foundation for a healthy, lasting partnership. She doesn't wait until marriage to develop good habits, manage her emotions, or build a life she loves. She does these things now so that when her husband arrives, she is already aligned with the role she is meant to step into. A strong relationship with God is the foundation for a healthy and successful marriage. Many people desire love but overlook the importance of spiritual alignment. Without a solid connection to God, it becomes easy to make decisions based on emotions rather than wisdom, to settle for relationships that are not meant for you, and to seek validation from a partner instead of from within. When your faith is strong, you are guided in love and you develop the patience, discernment, and strength needed to navigate a relationship the right way. A relationship with God helps you develop a deeper understanding of yourself, your purpose, and the kind of love you truly deserve. When you are spiritually aligned, you don't allow loneliness or impatience to push you into the wrong relationship. You trust in divine timing rather than forcing something that is not meant for you. You become more aware of your worth, knowing that you are already complete on your own and that a husband is meant to be a complement, not the source of your fulfillment. Faith teaches you to recognize the difference between a man who is genuinely sent into your life and one who is simply a distraction. When your relationship with God is strong, you are not blinded by physical attraction, charm, or sweet words. Instead, you seek a man whose actions align with his words, who values commitment, integrity, and growth. You listen to your intuition and you pay attention to the signs that reveal whether someone is truly for you. Having a strong spiritual foundation also helps you develop the qualities necessary for a successful marriage. Love requires patience, kindness, forgiveness, and selflessness. Without faith, it's easy to let pride, ego, and past pain interfere with how you show up in a relationship. A marriage built on faith is not just about two people coming together. It's about a partnership that honors God, operates with purpose, and is grounded in something deeper than just emotions. When challenges arise, as they inevitably do in any relationship, faith gives you the strength to handle them with wisdom and grace. Instead of reacting impulsively, you learn to seek guidance, communicate with understanding, and resolve conflicts in a healthy way. You recognize that love is not just about feelings, but about commitment, mutual respect, and a shared vision for the future. A man who is truly meant for you will recognize and respect your spiritual foundation. He will not pull you away from your faith, but will encourage you to strengthen it. He will lead with integrity, seek wisdom, and understand the importance of keeping God at the center of the relationship. This type of connection does not come from chasing or forcing something to happen. It comes from preparing yourself spiritually, trusting in divine timing, and allowing love to unfold in a way that aligns with your purpose and destiny. Setting standards is one of the most important things you can do when preparing for your future husband. Too many women have an idea of what they want in a man, but fail to stand firm when it comes time to uphold those standards. A man will only treat you according to what you allow. If you continuously accept less than you deserve, you cannot be surprised when that is exactly what you get. Having standards is not about being picky or having unrealistic expectations. It's about knowing your worth and refusing to settle for anything that does not align with the life and love you desire. One of the biggest mistakes women make is compromising on things that truly matter just to keep a man around. Maybe he's inconsistent, but you convince yourself that he's just busy. Maybe he avoids commitment, but you tell yourself that he just needs more time. Maybe he disrespects you, but you make excuses for his behavior. Every time you lower your standards, you send a message that you are willing to tolerate less than what you truly deserve. Over time, this not only affects the quality of your relationships, but also how you see yourself. A woman with strong standards does not entertain mixed signals, emotional unavailability, or bare minimum effort. She does not beg for attention, love, or commitment because she knows that real love does not require chasing. She moves with confidence, knowing that the right man will rise to meet her standards rather than expecting her to lower them. She does not waste time on potential, hoping that a man will change. Instead, she pays attention to who he is in the present moment and makes decisions based on reality, not hope. Having standards also means being clear about what you need emotionally, mentally, and spiritually in a relationship. It's not just about how a man looks or what he does for a living. It's about how he treats you, how he communicates, and whether he shares the same vision for the future. Does he make you feel safe? Does he respect your boundaries? Does he add value to your life? These are the things that matter in the long run. The key to maintaining high standards is believing that you are worthy of them. Many women lower their standards out of fear of being alone, fear of starting over, or fear of not finding anyone better. But settling out of fear only leads to regret, frustration, and heartbreak. A man who truly values you will never ask you to shrink yourself, compromise your happiness, or accept less than you deserve. He will rise to meet your expectations because he sees your worth and wants to be the man who earns his place in your life. At the end of the day, standards are not about controlling anyone else. They are about controlling yourself. You cannot force a man to be what he is not, but you can choose not to accept what does not align with the love and life you truly deserve. One of the biggest mistakes women make when preparing for their future husband is putting their entire life on hold, waiting for love to complete them. They believe that once they meet the right man, then they will be happy, then they will start traveling, then they will pursue their passions, then they will live the life they've always wanted. But the truth is, you should already be creating a life you love before a man ever enters the picture. A relationship should enhance your life, not be the reason you start living it. When you focus on building a life that excites you, you naturally step into a version of yourself that is more confident, fulfilled, and attractive. You are not walking around desperate for love to save you, nor are you waiting for a man to come and give your life meaning. Instead, you are already thriving in your own purpose, engaged in things that bring you joy, and surrounded by friendships, experiences, and personal growth that fulfill you. A woman who is truly happy within herself is magnetics attracts the right kind of love effortlessly because she is not looking for someone to complete her, but rather someone to complement the amazing life she's already built. Living a full life also protects you from settling for less than you deserve. When your happiness is dependent on being in a relationship, you are more likely to accept any man who shows interest even if he is not right for you. You tolerate red flags, inconsistency, and mistreatment because you fear being alone. But when you already love your life, you are in no rush to settle for something that doesn't truly align with you. You know that being single is not a punishment, and you refuse to compromise just for the sake of having someone by your side. Creating a life you love means investing in yourself, your growth, your passions, your goals. It means taking care of your health, traveling, learning new skills, and surrounding yourself with people who uplift and inspire you. It means becoming the best version of yourself, not because you are trying to attract a man, but because you deserve to experience life to the fullest. When you are already fulfilled and happy on your own, you enter a relationship from a place of abundance rather than lack. You are not seeking a man to fill a void, but rather to add to the joy you already have. A man who is ready for commitment is drawn to a woman who has her own sense of identity and purpose. He doesn't want someone who is just sitting around waiting for love. He wants someone who brings energy, passion, and excitement into the relationship. When you have your own dreams and ambitions, you inspire him to be better as well. The right man will not feel threatened by your independence. He will appreciate it and want to be a part of the incredible life you've created for yourself. Many women pray for a husband, dream about love, and desire a committed relationship. But the real question is, are you actually prepared to receive it? There's a difference between wanting something and being ready for it. You can say you want a good man, but if your heart is still guarded, your mindset is still negative, or your habits are still rooted in dysfunction, then you might not even recognize the right man when he comes. Being ready to receive love means preparing yourself emotionally, mentally, and spiritually so that when the right man enters your life, you are fully capable of embracing and nurturing that relationship. Receiving love requires you to release past pain. If you're still holding on to resentment, distrust, or fear from past relationships, then no matter how great of a man comes into your life, you will struggle to let him in fully. You may push him away without realizing it, assume the worst in him, or compare him to the men who hurt you before. A healthy relationship cannot flourish when one person is still carrying wounds from the past. True preparation means healing so that you can give and receive love without fear or hesitation. Being ready to receive also means knowing how to accept love, kindness, and consistency without questioning it. Some women say they want a man who treats them well, but when they finally meet one, they sabotage it because they're not used to healthy love. They overanalyze his actions, doubt his intentions, or push him away because deep down they don't feel worthy. If you've been in toxic relationships for so long, genuine love can feel unfamiliar. But part of preparation is learning to embrace goodness without suspicion, to trust without fear, and to believe that love can be both passionate and peaceful at the same time. You also have to be willing to let go of control. Many women desire marriage, but struggle with fully allowing a man to lead. They are so used to being independent, making all the decisions, and protecting themselves that they don't know how to make space for a partner. But if you want a strong, healthy relationship, you must be open to teamwork. That doesn't mean losing yourself or being passive. It means understanding the balance of giving and receiving, leading and following, supporting and being supported. Preparation for love is not just about waiting for the right man. It's about becoming the right woman. It's about developing patience, understanding, and emotional stability so that when the love you've prayed for arrives, you don't push it away. It's about shifting your mindset from, I hope this happens, to I am ready for this to happen. Love is not something you just stumble into, something you prepare for, something you attract by becoming the best version of yourself, and something you must be fully open to receiving when the time comes. Ladies, the man God has for you is not going to just be found. He will be aligned with you when you are truly ready to receive him. So don't just sit there waiting. Do the work, heal, grow, love yourself, build your life. And when the time is right, the love you desire will show up, not because you chased it, but because you became the woman who was ready to receive it. Your future husband is coming, but the real question is, will you be ready?